Hey, so I wanted to make a video about the decision that I made recently. um, I decided to just drop out of college with Southwest. Um, and I feel like a weight was lifted off of me in the sense that I can do what I really wanted to do in the first place now and take advantage of the time that I do have while I'm young. And I'm not I didn't go to Southwest or college in like the first semester I did go, it was because I wanted to go. And basically I learned a lot, like, because I took a lot of music class. I took a music class. Last semester, this last semester in fall, I took, I think all I had was music courses except for one class, and that was an art class, and I loved that class too. And I learned all that I feel like I was going to be able to learn in a short time span there in terms of reading music and making beats and everything. And there's still a lot more to learn, but it's limited there. And this last semester, I I stopped going to my classes a lot. Like what, two of them, except no, one of them is like I literally went one time. My last time going there was like in November, and I went for one day, and needless to say, I flunked the shit out of that class. And there's another class I didn't take an exam for either. I still passed it with a C, which is kind of weird to me. But um, I knew then and there that I did not need to be in college anymore, and I wanted to devote more time to myself, to get myself together and plan and act on what I really want to do, and not do anything just because someone wants me to do it. Needless to say, I digress. My mom wanted me to go back because she wanted me as a tax write off so she can get more money on her tax returns. And I told her how it felt when I like first was I stopped going to Southwest and stopped going to college. I just felt so much more relieved. I felt like I wasn't as miserable anymore because I was pretty miserable there. The only place I did not feel miserable there was when I was either in my art class or I was in a music lab making beats. Those are the only two places I like really felt good at. And so I told my mom that I didn't want to go back last in December, and she was just basically telling me like, "Well, I need you as a tax write-off, so I need you to go right back or whatever." And she wasn't thinking about considering my feelings or anything. She was just being very selfish. And me being the type of person that I am, I eventually tried to go back and register for classes and everything just to appease her and also to get that refund check. And that's one thing I'm gonna miss. But um, needless to say, I registered and I went to like none of the classes I registered for were any of the classes I really wanted to take because they didn't really have a big it's a community college. They don't have a huge criteria of classes to take. And if they do have something I'm interested in, it gets filled up really quickly, or I had to have some prerequisites that I could only get in the fall semester. So I registered for some of these classes. I was in what African American literature, basic photography, keyboarding, and TV production run. which I never did even go to that class. I might have liked it, but I digress. I went and it just did not feel right. And I was just like, well, I'm just gonna, get the money and then attempt to stay the rest of the semester and whatever happens, happens. And so I was on the website and I got an email. And because I had missed like 2 days already, like classes just started. I missed my first day and then I missed I missed the second, no, the third day too. And by then they had already emailed me saying that it would affect my financial aid and get canceled and all this shit, even though it's a Pell Grant. Like you owe all of this shit to them and everything like that. And that's when it just hit me. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I can't stay there anymore. I can't do it for my mom or anyone. I can't do it. And I already had weighed out the pros and cons and everything like that. And my decision was to just not go to Southwest again and get myself together. In terms of me working out, I've been working out for about 3 or 4 weeks doing Insanity now. Been meditating and just getting my shit together, eating a lot healthier and everything. And just I'm still planning to go to Ecuador. Like, I'm still gonna go because I feel like I'm still supposed to go. I just wasn't supposed to be. I guess that refund check money was not meant for me to use as to go to Ecuador or have that as a cushion. So I was okay. I was okay with that, but I was on the phone with my friend for about a good 5 minutes on the page about to like drop my classes. I was like waiting to click on it, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. And I did it, and it was definitely what I felt like I was supposed to do. And I told my mom. My mom's really not that supportive of me in almost anything that I do. She, kind of feels like I'm a disappointment. And she was just like, well, I can't convince you to do anything else. You're going to do what you want to do. Yet, when I told you that the first time you was persuading me to go back and you thought that you had run me over, because I remember vividly she was saying, man, I thought I got you out of doing that. I thought I guilt you enough and shit like that, like making me feel guilty for not doing something that she wanted me to do for her. And needless to say, I do a lot of things for her, a lot of small things that you know, could do your fucking self. And I'm just not a selfish person, at all. And what she does is she compares me to my brother and sister a lot. And she has told me before that I was a disappointment and everything like that. And I love her, but she's toxic in my life. And I need to move out soon. And when I told her I wasn't gonna go back, she was like, "Okay, if you do work full time, which was I was planning on doing in the first place, if you do work full time, you're gonna have to give me half of your paycheck." And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I said I would help around the house if I really needed to, like if you really needed me to help you out with something like that, then I would do it. But as for me giving you half of my fucking paycheck, you could. I know she don't like it when I tell her what I'm not gonna do, but I will never do that. I will never give her half of my paychecks for anything. Because how the fuck am I going to save up to get the fuck out of here if I'm constantly giving you all my goddamn money? My mom is a very, very selfish person. And I know this by now. So most of the time, I just avoid it. I just avoid her. I'm not confrontational like that. I'm not confrontational like that. And like once again, it's just I already feel like she's gonna yell at me again because it's like when I first told her that she was like nonchalant about it, and then she was just like, well, I can't commit you to do anything, but I know eventually, like in a few days, probably she's gonna get on me, and you know, you know, tell me again how bad like how not ambitious I am and how I don't do anything and everything like that. And I just don't trust telling her information about myself or what I do and my accomplishments because it goes back to my childhood of me feeling like she never really gave me any recognition or just any type of gratification or confirmation or anything like that in terms of my success whenever I did achieve something. And it goes back to my childhood. And I don't think I would have been so upset if I wasn't promised stuff and it never happened. Needless to say, not both my parents did that when I was younger, but the straw for me was when my first semester at Southwest, I had a 4.0, A's, B's, all that good shit. And my sister made the dean's list too, and I was happy for her and everything like that. And technically, I guess I had did too. Shit, they didn't fucking email me. All I know is I made A's and B's and I had a 4.0. And so for that semester. And when I told her, you know, it wasn't a big deal to her as opposed to, you know, my mom took my sister out to eat and everything like that. And I reminded her about that, and she was just like, I don't remember you telling me about you making, like, you know, getting grades like that or anything like that. And it's just like, that's sad because I remember telling you and everything. And she was like, well, you can't, because, you know, I had my eating issues. Well, you don't like to go out to eat like that. And I was just like, it wasn't even about that. It was just me getting some type of congratulations or anything at all. And it's just you completely ignored me. And I'm just done doing stuff to appease her. This video getting kind of long. I'm just done doing stuff to just make her feel better because it's not going to make her feel better. And it's only making me suffer. And I really did ask her, do you see how miserable I am? Do you care about how I feel? And she never answered my question. So what was confirmation was because, you know, me and my sister, we had a long talk about everything, about the situation I'm in. And also the maintenance guy, he had came over in the morning to fix some stuff. And then I guess he overheard me talking to one of my friends over the phone about moving and everything like that, and doing my guitar lessons, which I start going to tomorrow. It's free guitar lessons. He told me about that, and also it's just saying, you know, this is before I dropped out. He was just saying, you know, college isn't for everyone, and you know, just look at, you know, Steve Jobs and I don't even know if that's his name all the way. The co-founder of Apple and Bill Gates and everything, and you know they were college dropouts. You see what the fuck they had, you know. Not saying that I'm not gonna be the next Bill Gates or the next dude like that, but I'm just saying if anything, if I put my mind to it, I could do anything I want to do, and just not to do something just to like don't do something for someone because they want you to do it. If that makes sense. And what else? I ended up talking. I called. Yes, yeah, I called my father, and uh, he didn't pick up the first time. So then I called my granddad, and I was just talking to him because was just catching up with him. And then my dad called back, and we spoke for about a good 30 seconds. He had to go, whatever, and then that was pretty much it. And I talked back to my granddad, and we was just talking about everything in terms of like just catching up, not really talking about school or whatever, because I don't want to just bring that up just yet. I did hint to them saying I don't think I can do it this semester, but you know, it felt good talking to someone outside of my mom or just another male person because I don't have any guy friends like that I'm close to. So, talked to my granddad. Then my dad called me back like an hour later. And this is what shocked me was because usually when he says, oh, I'll call you back in 45 minutes or I'll call you back in an hour or something like that, you know, I didn't have any expectations about him calling me back. I was just like, it was just good to be able to hear his voice and everything, because I hadn't talked to my dad since March of last year. And so then he called back and we talked for a while, and I got all emotional and shit, and just wanted to know what's going on with me. I'm probably gonna call him again today, and I got off the phone with him, and then it just hit me after that it's just like I shouldn't be in school. I need to do what I want to do. And if my mom isn't supporting me, then oh the fuck well. I can't do nothing about that. What I can do is just help myself and do what I want to do with my life and everything, because it's my life and I have to live with the shit, not her. So, I just pretty much was just it for me. It's really different when you see shit like on movies or something like that, when you see a kid doing stuff for their parent because their parent wants them to do it, and you're looking at the kid like, why the fuck are you doing that shit when you know it doesn't make you happy and everything like that. It's really different when you're seeing the shit from the outside looking in, as opposed to you actually being in the situation yourself, because it is much, much harder to go against your parent like that. But I could not go in school. I couldn't do it. And plus, I couldn't live with just taking the money and then having them coming back to get my ass. They might be getting my ass for $500 they already gave me. So, which I'd rather be able to pay that off as opposed to paying $1,300 as a whole total. So, I just went ahead and I did get my plane ticket to go see my friend in Florida for spring break. Well, March-ish. And, still want to go to Ecuador. I'm glad I could finally map out shit, as opposed to me, I'm gonna find another full-time job, because the job I have is kind of a dead-end job and I need more money. And it's time for me to just start really doing what the fuck I want to do and listen to my spirit and my tuition, instead of doing shit that people want me to do, or be so focused on what other people think I should do or what they think about me or anything like that. So, damn, this video kind of long. But I feel much better that I'm not going back. If I do go back to Southwest, I'm talking about present term. If I do go back, it's just gonna be to just go there to make beats or something like that, because I don't have a MacBook, and I fucking love MacBooks, because they have Logic Pro and all that shit, and I can make beats and stuff, because I've been making a lot of beats since I've been there, and I miss doing that. So I probably would go back next week sometime, because I ain't getting no fucking hours at Party City. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'm looking for more jobs now, and also I'm looking at opportunities to get out of Memphis and just doing shit that I should do, or just having fun. God damn it! Like I don't have any good memories like that, and it's about time to start making them. And one more thing before I end this video about the Ecuador trip. So me and my mom were at my appointment that I had with the doctor or whatever, and she asked me how much I would have got back my refund. I told her it was it would have been like 800, and she basically was like, what was it? It was about the trip or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to start saving up for that and everything like that now. And she's like, you can't do that. How you gonna do that when you're not in school or anything like that anymore? And I was just like, just because you think negative like that doesn't mean that I have to think like that. And as opposed to me just talking to my dad again or anything like that, because she doesn't like my father, but that's my father and that's her ex-husband. But in this turn, like when you have negative energy, when you're giving that off or whatever, you attract negative energy. And I'm fucking attracting positive energy about this goddamn trip, because I still feel like I'm supposed to go. So I have more time to save up a lot of money and shit. I mean, this trip is not too expensive. It's not $5,000 or anything like that, or 4,000 or 3,000 for that matter. It's a little over 200, but that's fine with me. And I'm just gonna work full time and get guitar lessons. I feel like I'm gonna have like a full-time job and then have a part-time job that I really enjoy. Or just I need to start doing my hobbies again, like bowling and everything like that. And just making myself happy again. Or just going on that path because I feel a lot better now that I'm not in school. It's not for everybody. And I want my kids to go just to have that experience, just to know if that's for them or not. They can't just not go for one semester. Like, just go for one semester. If you don't like it, then you could reevaluate your life. And I'm not going to pressure my kids to do any of that, and I'm going to be very supportive of them because I really didn't feel that support from my parents or my mom necessarily. My dad supported me. But this video is long enough. So it's just for anyone. Like, if you really feel like college isn't for you, then don't go to appease someone else, because at the end of the day, I'm lucky I had a grant, but people have loans and shit, and that's loans you're gonna have to pay back, not your parents, unless you're like rich and your parents will do that type of shit. But do what the fuck you want to do because it's your life at the end of the day. And on that note, yeah, I'll see you in my next video. All right.